Welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be walking you through submitting a Maxient report. To start, you want to go to our housing webpage, so wiu.edu/UHDS. The next step is to click down on this Staff Resources tab. So you'll click this and it'll bring you to the Staff Resources. It will prompt you to log in. That login is your ecom username and password. So you'll want to have that information handy and it'll log you into the Staff Resources page. The next step is to click this report an incident link. So you'll click this link and it'll bring you to the incident reporting form. As you can see, I've got one started on the next tab, so I'm going to click over and you'll see that I've got some information filled in here. So you're going to start by giving just that background information, your name, your position, your phone number, your email address. The next box is this nature of this report. For your reports as a resident assistant, you're going to default to Residence Life Report. Next, you'll want to put in the date of the incident. It does ask for a specific format. Easiest way to do this without typing it in is just to click on this little calendar and click the date and it'll format it for you. Next, you'll want to give an approximate time of the incident. So as you can see, I've indicated 8:00 p.m. Then it'll ask you for a location. As you can see, there are a lot of off-campus and on-campus locations. There is this little search box, so you can search where you want to submit this report for. And as you can see, I've typed Bayless, so I'm going to put Bayless Hall. Then you want to give a specific location if it's applicable. So if this was on Rounds, let's say it happened on the 14th floor, I would put the room number that I was at. The next box is involved parties. So you want to list all the individuals involved, excluding yourself, and don't include head staff or other RAs in this, because you'll include them in the report below, but you don't need to include them in involved parties. So you'll start, as you can see, with the student's name, their gender, and you'll want to select their role in this situation. So we have alleged. Alleged is any student we believe has broken the policy or violated the student code of conduct in any way. Victim is anybody who would be a victim of a situation, so a victim of harassment, of assault, anything like that. Witness. A witness is somebody who has some information or brought you some information or was at the situation but not directly involved that head staff could potentially follow up with to get some more information about this situation. And finally, there is student of concern. A student of concern is somebody who you feel that head staff should follow up with, or maybe a student who needs to be followed up with based on some different concerns that might come up throughout the year. This could include mental health, this could include poor academic standing, this could include somebody who might just need some extra resources. So really that student of concern is who do we need to be paying attention to or follow up with. Then you'll want to give their ID number, date of birth if you have it, phone number, email address if you have it, and then hall and address. So this would be like where the student lives. Really bad at typing, it's fine. The next box is the description. So this is where you're going to give really the meat and potatoes of what happened in this situation. So as you can see, I've got a report filled out here. I'll kind of go through it just step by step, give you the specific information. So the key to this box is being as specific and concise and objective as possible. So you just want to give the who, the what, the where, the when, the why, and the how. So as you can see, I was on rounds with an RA on Sunday, March 25th at 8 p.m. So all of this information matches up with what I listed above. And I give some information about what was going on. So I heard the sound of bottles clinking, loud music, students yelling chug and asking like, that's so good, what's in it? So typically like some maybe typical things of what you would hear going into an alcohol situation. And then I give the specific location, like it was coming from Bayless 1404. So I knocked on the door and announced myself as housing staff on duty. That's important. You want to make sure that you are telling the students who you are. You don't want to just knock on the door and wait for them to answer. Then I indicate that I heard the music shut off, heard the students in the room shushing each other, and heard the sound of drawers opening and closing. Then I indicate who opened the door and how much they opened the door, because they're not always going to open it all the way. We want to make sure we indicate that. I repeated that I was housing staff on call and asked the resident to open the door all the way. She complied, she did, and then I gave a brief overview of what I saw and where I saw each student. So I saw Robbie Racer next to a stack of empty red Solo cups, Jim Shue with an empty bottle of Bud Light, and then I saw other alcohol in the room, which led me to believe that there was more alcohol in this space. So I asked the students to put all the alcohol in the center of the room. I indicate that the students complied and showed gave it just specifically what was put into the center of the room. So the half full bottle of Jack Daniels, 2 full bottles of Barefoot Moscato, and then 4 full bottles of Bud Light. Notice I didn't put any measurements in here. That's going to be an important thing to put in. So I would say 4 full, I don't know what it normally is, so I'm just going to put 12-ounce bottles of Bud Light, or 2 full 750 milliliter bottles of Barefoot Moscato. This way we know how much alcohol was in the room at any given time, because those bottles could have been the large bottles, or it could have been 2 large 40-ounce bottles. You want to be as specific as possible when giving this information. And then I indicate kind of what happened next. I asked for students' IDs. You'll also want to indicate that you explained the follow-up process. So ACD McLean explained the conduct follow-up process and left the situation. If the students had any questions, feel free to put that in there of we answered X questions in this way. Just any information about the incident while still being concise, objective. So like you're not gonna put Snowflake like Susie was hiding things unless you see for sure, or they tell you, yes, we were hiding things. Like you want to give specific quotes, things that were said, but for this example, I kept it pretty brief. So for supporting documentation, this is where you're going to put any videos, photos, email, other supporting documents. So let's say they put all the alcohol in the center of the room, just for that specific example, and you get a picture of it. This is where you could upload that picture, and it would be directly attached to that Maxient report, and it would be included in the documents that head staff would receive when setting up that meeting. The very last step is really just to prevent spam reports. So you just complete this CAPTCHA, just click on in, and it will say, yep, good, you're not a robot, and then you just click support, or submit report. So that's pretty much the gist of it. That's pretty much just the full information about submitting a Maxient report. If you have any questions about this, make sure to follow up with a member of head staff or your direct supervisor to get your specific questions answered. I hope this video has been helpful, and good luck.